All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League. Back in Channel 1, as it turns out. I know I kind of lied. I said this was going to be probably on 2, just in case we need to kind of pull in Channel 2, which is not affiliated on Twitch, into venues, but it looks like it won't be the case, so I think we're solid. So back on Channel 1, that way we can get you guys on the main stream and also get those channel point prediction polls, which I will actually get here right now. So you got 2 minutes on the clock there to put in your predictions, if you do please. Or if you just want to watch, also good. Welcome to the stream. I'm Palidore. This is VRML Channel 1. We've got Tyro EU. And we've got Neon on blue. We got the first joust now going out. Right below, taken by Tyro. By Diog. And into the midfield. Have a Citizen George there, as well as Adicio. Over to Medic Jock? I think that'll work. That said, welcome to the stream, everybody. We also have venues rolling right now, too, as you guys should know. Hopefully. So we got lots of options for you, as it's saved there by Barry. These two teams in the gold division, by the by, a 10-8 record for Tyro EU, and a 10-7 record for Neon. So both of these teams having quite a bit of success here, winning more often than they have lost. So the question, of course, just is, well, something's got to give. So who's gonna be the one to drop a match here? Will be Cake. Well, they're gonna drop the first couple of points. I'll say that much for Neon, and they're on the board. Assist there to Nadicio. What's up to X Gaming VR, as well as Luna and Nolex, or sorry, No Yax. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And yeah, again, wherever you are, right place, right time. Also got venues and the main channel running right now. Sir Dimwee, Luke, and Wonder T-Man are casting and camming those matches over there. 3 master matches in a row, in fact, in venues for Europe. Over here, though, these two teams trying to follow what have been another couple of stellar matches we've done here on VRML 1. We just got finished on stream with that Team Gravity versus Phantoms match, which went to a round 3 overtime. That was insane and intense. We had before that Typhon and Astral, which was just as much insane and competitive. I mean, three full rounds where both teams were right within 2 or 3 points for each of each other. So had nothing but fantastic matches here today. And this one, I would anticipate to be much the same, just judging by these teams' records and how solid that they've really been here in Europe. And that said, Kidaski there with the first 2 points now for Tyro. Skittles in VR, Skittles in Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream, hashtag TyroFam. Yeah, of course, one of those teams where they have a sister team as well over on North America. Tyro NA, fittingly. So we've got some Tyro blokes everywhere in this scene, which is always cool to see. And I have that support there. So Cake Kazem over to Medic Jack. Medic Jack to the side to Nadicio, and wow, what a goal! How about that? Right off the pyramid, and they've got a 3-point lead. Nice hit. Skittles saying much bigger than just those 2 regions. So, Tyro OCE win, I guess. With that, Nadicio with a long shot. No guesswork about it. That was nearly there. A rebound, though, still will be had, but second time, same results. A ding, and now a rebound. Kidaski there. The captain for Tyro EU, I do believe. We'll slap it all the way into that bubble. Just beyond the reach of Neon, so trying to strengthen up here and get that positioning. There it is, that pass, and the finish. Barry Benson buries it right through that cross pass into the goal. Nice team play. Recognizing the fact that, you know, there were 3 players stacked for Tyro EU, all bunched up there, so really there was only one available pass. And they found it, doing what they needed to do. But with that, also seeing, let's see, Roman Empire, welcome to the stream. Jackknife is on Neon. Well, hey, yeah, big community, and yet still very tight-knit in a lot of these avenues, so great to see. And that pass also with the sights set on the team play once again, but couldn't find the results that time around. Neon now trying to gather their stacks here in the back line and maybe get there first, missing some regrabs along the way, so this will allow some time for Tyro to get back, and in fact, all 4 players able to recover and take that disc. Okay, Daski there. Over to the bow tie. And over to that second stack, maybe looking for a dribbling play. There it goes. Nicely done on that dribble, and the ducks as well. Starting to fan the floor, but good coverage from Nadicio. Able to cause some disruption in that lane, get that turnover, and now boosting down the floor in their own right. Although, it's just the same. It will be Tyro getting back on the defense. Well done on their part. Bounce pass over to Medic and over to Cake. Cake going Kazam. And some nice passing plays from the teammates on Tyro. Or, sorry, on Neon. You know what I mean. Been saying Tyro too much the last couple of minutes, that's why. In any case, great score there. To find the appropriate angle, the highest percentage shot that they could get. Some pass work up the floor now from Tyro. It's Uyoyo with the disc, trying to go up the floor. Meanwhile, Diog there. Since you guys are in the chat right now, is it Diog or Diog? Let me know if you can. Up the floor though, there's the pass to Barry, but just missing barely. Hidaski getting stunned there by Cake. Now the stacks coming out, the boost rather, not too many regrabs, but they will still have the faster boost down the floor. One-on-one in the goal, and right down the lane. Cake Kazam. That's 2 shots in a row now, I believe, for Cake. Or at least 2 of the last 3 shots. 5-point advantage to Neon, and they're feeling pretty confident now, but still 3.5 minutes to go in this first round. Eog, says the chat. He's pretty sure. Okay, thanks for the info. Diog. That name eluded me like a rogue. Ryog. Anyways, over to Barry Benson up high. Barry has 2 cutters, but they'll opt for that reset. Almost a dangerous one, actually. It was cut off well by Cake. They'll still maneuver around. That passing is right there. A lot of dangerous passing. This is cutting it really close to the hands of those Neon defenders, and eventually it will turn over, if for at least a second. Medic Jack with a disc, but intercepted by Diog. Diog down that floor will attempt a bounce that's going to take a flat bounce off that catapult entrance into Barry's arms. And yeah, both these teams in the gold division, both with a nice record. 10 wins apiece, 10-8 for Tyro, 10-7 for Neon. So both of these teams have had their success this season and are looking to finish these last few weeks of Season 4, in the regular season at least, in strong fashion. Barry Benson right down below to the boots, and a nice snag coming out from Nadicio. The back line here, the stacks for Tyro attempting to gather themselves back into the mix. A quick shot, and a good grab by Barry. Look, you kind of noticed there in that last play. The difference maker is, hold on, a 2-point shot from 6 meters out. Neon taking the advantage. Or so, in fact, 11-4. I was going to say in that last play, it was... Tyro was, initially anyways, they were slower to the stacks. However, Neon was slower on the regrabs, getting any regrabs up front. So Tyro actually got to the disc recovery first, although we saw the results ended up still being in a Neon goal. But just kind of the story of how that goes, it was one of the themes in our Team Gravity and Phantoms game earlier on, right? Is how do you balance the accuracy of your stacks as well as the speed? Because you have to have both. You got to be fast enough to get there first, but you also have to be accurate enough on not only the disc trajectory, but also on your regrabs in order to get there faster. So it's definitely those mix, and teams these days, obviously they have to play those edges really, really carefully and really efficiently, because every team now, really in every division, we're seeing so many teams get very, very efficient with their movement, their team play, things like that. So it's always a factor. It's always a factor. That said, a big factor here for Tyro, as they do struggle to score in a lot of this round now, will just be to end this stream, or end this first round rather, in a any success with a score. You know, one score here in the last minute will get them going and feeling better for the start of the second round. Neon, on the other hand, they're feeling quite good, feeling quite confident. You can see a lot of these opportunities, they're going their way. Getting a nice amount of shot attempts out there, causing some disruption. That one just disrupted by the goalpost, but a rebound, and there it is again. Rebound, then shot found. Medic Jack. Right now they're looking jacked. Muscling in 13 points in this first round to claim that victory, as we do wind it down to the score screen in just a moment. All the meanwhile, Hallie gonna wind it over to his cup of almost gone cranberry juice. One moment, but very good start here for Neon. Apparently I have not casted enough this week. I know that because my voice is going a lot quicker than it normally would. Unfortunate. What happened to the Pally of old who can cast 8 in a row and be fine? I'm aging, folks. I'm aging. That said, this game, hoping for this round 2 to be much more of a success there for Tyro. Give us yet another one of those 3-round matches here. And honestly, it was a theme again in our last stream. We saw it for Team Gravity as well, right? We're talking a master team. We're talking a multi-time champion team. They still got started off slow, right? I mean, they were coming off a loss versus Everest, and then they started off that first round rather slow as well, and weren't able to get it going versus the Phantoms. But just over time, you warm up more and more. That's how I was when I played a lot as well. Those opening minutes of a match, like of a not a scrim, but like of an actual match. Those opening minutes, even if I warmed up beforehand, they were still a bit more slow, right? Once you're in a real game time scenario, sometimes it does take those extra few minutes to kind of get your legs underneath you, get the rhythm underneath you. That shot there, just a little bit off the speed. Not quite paying off there, but let's see if they can get a rebound. But yeah, that's always a factor to look out for, because some teams just, they get better with time, even in the context of a single match. Neon here already fully warm, but look at that, doing great harm. Barry Benson, good grab, saving it out of the way and into that tunnel. Well done. Now an opportunity if they can find those stacks, which they were getting pretty fast in that last round. So here we go. Tyro the possession, Tyro the bouncer. Over to Kedaski. Over to that corner, and corner to the middle of the goal. Or middle of the bottom pocket, I guess, more accurately. But that said, Tyro, there you go. 1 minute in, we've got their first, the first score. Roman Empire there shouting out Barry, who had that great save to enable that entire offensive play to begin with. So, wonderfully done. Don't mind my sippage of that straw. My water is gone. All right. With that, it's Kedaski, though, over to, let's see, the blue zone. Going to be picked up. Maybe a chance to take a 4-0 lead. That pass, though, a lot of mustard coming off that. I'm surprised even Cake was able to intercept it. Nonetheless, back to the midfield. That will be sent on over, but read well by Nadicio. Backing back to it, though, is Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo back into the side panel. There's that back stack, though, by the bubble, able to separate themselves, reading that disc eventually as they'll clear it to the midfield. Now another series of brawls there in the midfield will enable a breakaway play. Nadicio now tying it up for Neon. 2 minutes in, 2 scores combined for these teams. The X-Gaming there earlier on saying, gold, my babies. Yeah, Tyro, both Tyro and Neon in gold division, and I believe same for Tyro NA, if I recall. A lot of teams and a lot of movement in NA, certainly, but yeah, Tyro definitely a multi-region success across their community. Who shows up here as Cake. Shows up to throw it down. Nice dive and the save there on the disc. He'll also get right back into the midfields for an attempted shot. So Cake all over the floor. Messy, messy. but delicious. That's set up to the cloud. Picked off here by Kadaski. Kadaski into the midfield. That's going to be intercepted by Citizen George. Citizen making a home in the midfield and now roaming up that midfield as Medic Jack passes off to Cake. Back pass there. The right idea, maybe a little too much power on the throw, but they were able to recover it off that wall bounce. Cake working that up once again and saying, "What's up to the goal?" Nadicio pulls him up by a pair. Neon back in momentary control. This joust will be Tyro trying to react back and tie it up once again, maybe even take a lead. Depending if they can get that 3-point off. One of those things in Echo that, for a while in VRML, once VRML became a thing, that 3-point meta, where you take threes like on goalies and disrupt them a lot, became a lot more common for a while. I would dare say, though, in this last season or so, it's become less common again. I don't see it quite nearly as much as it used to be. In early Echo, that was really never a thing except for Joker. They would do that all the time back in ESL. As a very well done save coming in. Once and not twice. Oh, that's tough. Great save initially from that defense, but Barry Benson does it again. Ties it up. But yeah, back in ESL, there was only one team I could say who used to shoot threes on goalies with regularity, and that was Joker. And then as ESL got into the third season, especially going into the first season of VRML, that's when I started seeing a lot more of all the other teams starting to take threes on goalies. You know, disrupting them, body blocking them, anchoring down for the threes. But now as of this last season or two, I just don't see it as much anymore. So, you know what? That's the whole thing about the metas. They keep on changing, and teams keep on adapting. Nowadays we see the double stack meta, which admittedly has been a long time thing in Europe, really since the beginning of VRML as well, but now we're seeing it globally, you know, in North America and OCE at times as well, where they've now adopted that double stack meta here in Season 4. It's quite popular, and really it's one of those things where I think different regions have had different types of metas, different teams have had different types of metas over time, but the more competitive it gets, and it is very competitive these days, the more and more you see that you know, the teams who are climbing those ranks, those upper tiers, They are, and they have to, practice and execute all those metas. They have to be able to be fast, do single stacks, double stacks, man coverage, zone coverage, you know, stall play, fast play, whatever the case is. You gotta be a little bit of everything. You gotta do a little bit of everything, and that goes in for the 2-point hit, and that's, well, a little bit of something, as Barry Benson there. Not pleased about that one. A technical goal, squeaking through on what otherwise was a save. I guess the silver lining, the small silver lining that you would take away from that is at least it turned into a 2. Still tough, though. Won't lie. Nonetheless, it is a tie. It is a tie, and that is what counts here, because round 3 is going to be dependent on Tyro being able to complete this second round with some success. We all love ourselves some third rounds, don't we? That said, though, Kadaski there with a pass right below. Barry Benson, the good pass off there. Oh, and right off the dome, it looked like, of the goalie. Good look, though. Might still have another look at that as it goes into the trap. So, a chance to reset and breathe as we wind down the final third of the second round. Now, with that, from that dots of an island, Barry spotting Diog, and Diog throws it down. And they are up by 2 in the second round. See cooties in the chat. Oh my. I don't want cooties. But I do want you in the chat, so welcome to it. Hold on real quick, because a turnover might be, let's see, punished, but no, just pass the hands. But yes, this game, Echo VR, is free in both the PC Oculus Store as well as the Quest Store. Free to play, free to download, free to own, all that stuff, and now free for 2. It's Nadicio to tie it up. 8-8. But yeah, what you see here on stream, so I know sometimes the people from the Quest community come in, and if they haven't seen an Echo stream before, they'll come in and wonder, Wow, why do the graphics look like this? How are you doing this? Well, because we spectate here on the in VRML, we cast and spectate from the PC version. You know, little extra spectating features on the PC side of things, and you know, some shiny graphics. But indeed, Quest or PC, Echo is an amazing thing to play, and even more amazing the fact that everyone and anyone can play it without paying a dime. And same for VRML. You can come in here and play VRML at any level of experience without paying a dime either. Thousands of players, 400 teams. That just careens by that goal. Might still be available yet. There's 4 players, all for Tyro, collapsing into the goal. Oh, a grab there from Yo-Yo. I don't think he intended that. But either way, that's going to be now a much more difficult attempt at this offense. Let's see if they can still get it from that backboard. And slick moves from Diog, going rogue, right into the goal at the foot. They're up by 2 for Tyro. 1 minute and change remaining. Oh, let's see. Neon now in a position where they want to take care of this disc. If a turnover is caused here, that could spell doom for them in the second round at the very least. But if they can make a play, you might be having yet another overtime. We already saw this in our last match in Master Division there, Gravity and Phantoms. Could be about to happen again. See though, a grab from Cake Kazem. Cake goes in, over into the goal, and Adicio says that's mine. It's tied, and it's 10-10 in round 2. Neon, right back at them. Gonna be a close one. Close finish. All right, so let's see. Quick joust here. Could cause, well, let's see. Maybe a turnover even. Game-winning situation. Oh, Nadicio getting stunned. Who was that? That was Kadaski, I believe. No, Barry. Able to save the day and as well. Was smart to rotate back into the goal. So smart plays from Tyro. Just not conceding that last goal. With it, we do indeed have another overtime. So it goes into sudden death mode in this first round. Let's see. Alright, so, welcome Jinx as well. And again, everyone in there, X Gaming and Lilzo, Roman Empire. Here we go. Let's see who does acquire and who's roaming down the floor. It will be picked off by Barry Benson. 2 in the goal for Neon defending. Meanwhile, 3 on the offense trying to be offending, but no, it is off on the passing play. They'll still get the recovery. An anchor of a throw was going to be a tough catch, and it will be a turnover to Cake. Now Cake trying to send it down that floor. Meanwhile, that stack for Blue, Neon trying to get the disc, and they will split off and get just that. A pass there, no angles, and it will slide right past Neon's stacked players as well. Both teams searching for their handles, but now a few passes strung together in a row. Medic Jack over to Cake, and Cake almost making the shots. Diving out there, it's Barry Benson. And left lane clear. Now a chance to force this round 3. If they can get down this floor speedily. There's a stun. Recovery is going to be huge. There it is. Yo-Yo. Whoa, a snag though coming in. Not DCO, the defense. Down the floor, sailing softly, slowly, near that goal. So dangerous. They will have a slight second. Oh, but maybe miscommunication. They slapped that away a bit early. And that will be back to Neon for a moment. But good job on that stack to recover for Tyro. So they will undo that mistake with a pure speed. And now the pure shot. No, missing off the goal. Heartbreak Hotel. So back into the trap. These teams searching for that last burst of energy to muster a win one way or the other. Too low on that shot there from Medic Jack. Now rebound to Cake. Cake with a passing play to that barrier. Oh, saves the day. Barry Benson. The clutch plays. Able to procure that disc. Able to maybe secure a win. No, but back to Cake Kazam. What a overtime this is. And those clutch plays coming in at the end of regulation and at the end of this round. Double overtime coming up now.
Get to your launchers. 11, 9, 8, 7, 6.
All right, buckle your seatbelts. Let's see. Double overtime, sudden death, and we're only in the first round. Or sorry, second round, I should say. But we're only in the first streams of the day. We've already got how many? 3 overtimes now. We've gotten 2 round 3s. We've got overtime with 3 master matches. This has been what a great day for EU matches. Let's see. Overtime 2. Control to Tyro. Tyro making their moves, and they're make it count for the 3. Or for the, the 2-point win, and overtime is done. Round 3 is a guarantee. Well done, and that was, no doubt stressful. Stressful. I was anticipating maybe a 3rd overtime based on that pace. Well done. We're going to that next round, after all. Gotta love it. That said, I would really love me some water right now, if you can't tell. So, I'm gonna send you to the score screen, and I'm going to run real quick for a bottle. So, be right back. You know what it is? These teams, because of all the extra time that we've been getting, right? Started off, this is my 3rd stream in a row, 3rd cast in a row, basically. Round 3 in the first one, round 3 and an overtime in the second one, and now a round 3 and 2 overtimes in this 3rd one so far. Well, it's a lot of extra casting time, okay? It's more than your typical 3 casts in a row. I'm gonna blame it on that one. But yeah, looks like they will take a little bit of an extended timeout here for Neon. One player dropped out, and I think they initiated the timeout, so it might be here for a couple minutes, yep. Meanwhile, though, Twitch chat, how's it going? Barry's standing on his head in the goal. Not quite sure what that means, but he did well in the goal, I'll say that much. Standing in his head. In my head now. But yeah, as far as, so I see discussions going on there regarding quests, and so, okay, if you guys want my opinion on it, more drinks, hold on, give me a sec. So if you want my opinion on it, speaking as a player who was, who played Echo literally from like the first couple minutes of the first beta in 2017, I've been through the ringer of PC play. Anytime I do play Echo nowadays, which is not as much because I'm casting more often than not, but whenever I do play Echo now, the last, year and a half, 2 years, it's basically been on the Quest version, right? So, someone who's experienced both, a PC setup when it is perfect, and I mean, you have the right hardware, the right USB hubs, the right sensor setup, properly placed, and enough USB juice to power it is another thing. When the setup is perfect, then yeah, PC will be the better experience by a little bit, not a lot bit, a little bit though. And then graphically, of course, that's also another factor. At the same time, though, I think, at least in my opinion, compared to like CV1 versus Quest, yes, CV1 PC headset would be more graphically crisp. The graphic fidelity is better on PC. But at the same time, especially with CV1, one of the big things I noticed transitioning between the two is the optics and resolution is so much nicer on the Quest 2. So even though the graphics themselves are, more crisp on the PC, I would say on the Quest 2, they're more, like the actual visuals that you see are more clear and crisp, if that makes sense, right? Like, the textures are better on the PC, but the optics are so much better on the Quest. I know when I went from the Quest back into the CV1 for a little while, just to kind of, give it another try, that was one of the things I noticed. I was like, is my headset smudged on the PC? Because everything's so blurry. I thought it was smudged, and then I wiped everything away, and then I realized, oh wait, no. This is just because this is a 2016 headset, and that's just how the resolution and the optics were 5 years ago. So there's some trade-offs for sure. Now, if you another drink, hold on. Okay. Now, if you want another side of that equation, I tell this a lot to players, especially in the Diamond and Master division, because obviously there's a good handful of people in those top divisions who are trying to squeeze out every edge, and understandably, right? They feel like they can get that 100% perfect setup instead of the maybe 90% perfect setup of the Quest 2 or whatever, and so they go for the PC version. But what I always say is that's a move that can eventually hurt you quite a bit, mainly because the CV1 on PC as well as the Rift S not produced anymore. And Echo has a big tendency to cause destruction on your cables for wired PC VR. When I was playing competitively, I went through 4 different cables, I believe. Four cables, 2 or 3 pairs of controllers, and 2 or 3 headsets. I mean, Echo hurts the game, the hardware, because it's so physical, more so than any other VR game there is, in my opinion. It's just it will turn those wires and cause all kinds of pain to your controllers and things like that. So the thing is, those things aren't being produced anymore. So eventually, you're going to have to switch. And the last thing that you would want to do if you're a top team, think about this. For a big qualifier event, for a season finals, if we ever have a big LAN for a finals for VRML, which is always a hope, it's not going to be super pleasant for teams who did not change over to the Quest, then all of a sudden have to change over for a big finals at a LAN, or they have to change over for a qualifier, or if their cable breaks right at the end of a season and suddenly they have to switch over to the Quest. The muscle memory is a bit different. You have to build those habits, right? So it's not like a terrible transition, but it does take at least some weeks and or months to get fully comfortable with it, the Quest as opposed to PC. So those are the things I will offer to you guys on that discussion. There are definitely positives, and cons to both sides of the equation on PC versus mobile. Up to you which is best. That's it. Round 3 finally underway now, so here we go. Tyro with possession here. Sending it over. And by the by, shout out to Jackknife, who's now in the game, by the by. Was in the Twitch chat and now in the match, so cool to see. Back into it. Alright, so back to a Tyro. Yo-Yo here up top to the cloud. Just missing the handles. Jackknife taking it over. Back up top again. Some clusters up there in the cloud. But Barry Benson with a disc in the trap. 1 minute of action, no scores thus far, but over to Diog. Diog from down below. Passing it up high, and now just driving in right on the goalie before the defense could address. Nicely done. Tyro EU starting off this round, of that extended timeout as well, with a successful play.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now to answer Zold there too. So what I'm saying is PC VR is only a little bit better, but way more expensive, and unless you play the game really competitively, not worth it. More or less. That said, that 3-point shot, wow, off the head, I believe. Either that or just a straight-up save, but nicely done from Tyro to get back in the goal to even give him a chance to save that somehow. That said, Jackknife with a disc, good pass, a duck, and a finish. X Gaming, looking like an X-Wing, flying down, and they've got a tie. But yeah, to Zold, so yeah, kind of what I'm saying to a degree. Like PC VR, when it works well, it works. It's great, but there's so many different components that go into making it work perfectly. For context, when we had LAN events for ESL back in the day, when Oculus and Intel were funding VRL for some of those in-person final events for those early seasons. Honestly, every single LAN event, and there were 6 of them, every single one had some degree of problems. Some worse than others. But there were problems with every single one, and it was just because there were so many X factors in PC VR. Not to mention being in a crowded area, as maybe crowding the goal here for a rebound. Oh, how did that sail in? Not DCO. Never you mind. The rebound did go, but not to a player, just into the goal. How about that? All right. But anyways, okay, so just to finish that thought here with a few seconds. Because of the drastically different setups that you can have, different hardware, the USB, the sensors, and the fact that this was taking place in these big convention centers and things like that with all kinds of lights and other, Wi-Fi interference and not Wi-Fi interference, RF interference and whatever you called it, but you know what I mean. The three going in there for Kidaski to tie it up. Good shot there off the joust and kind of punishing 12 seconds, unfortunately leaving the goal open. But yeah, it's for all those reasons I recommend the quest a lot. But, CV1 is not bad by any stretch if you're trying to push the graphics and the little advantages for a little while. Just make sure it doesn't come to bite you back once your cable inevitably does die. So X Gaming here from that nest and putting in a lot of moves, maybe too many. That was a 1-on-4 at best, so X Gaming getting a little fancy with it, but instead getting that disc jacked. Back into the mid-floor. Picked off by Diog, and that's down the lane, but good stackage coming in from Neon to pick it back off. Well, maybe. Never mind, they actually overshot by a bit, but they'll still get it, at least for a moment. Control back to Diog, though. One in the goal, one at the nest to bounce pass over. You can see Tyro definitely over the course of this match, they've favored those bounce passes quite regularly when it's necessary, which is a good thing to see. Sometimes for teams and for players, it's not a thing that's a naturally recognized thing, right? The bounce passes and the less direct angles for a pass or a shot. But as I said, teams these days now have gotten really comfortable and familiar with taking the angles and making new angles work when they don't have a direct line of sight. A direct clear, though, will go directly into the arms of guess who? Nadicio. 7 points on the board, up by a pair. Thus far, Nadicio, 18 points. Wow. I know I've been saying his name a lot. I just wasn't sure to the tune of how much. 18 points, and that is well in the lead over the next high scorers on that list, on either team. So, putting in some work, putting in some serious work, as X Gaming will get a serious clear off the spin anchor. Well, back to Nadicio, into that bubble as Jackknife in the area as well. Not able to get that disc though, sent into the midfield. Medic Jack to Jackknife, that is. And Diog with the disc, moving up the floor. Getting a little bit of an anchor clear, trying to dribble it up and down, and Barry with a nice ender move to disable that defender and maybe enable a 3-point hit. What a shot from Barry. Barry has had some seriously nice plays across this match. Both inside the goal defensively as well as the offense now. Big hits. Timeout on that note. All right. Apologies for the silence. Again, trying to preserve the old voice a little bit here, so I'm gonna take it down a notch until we're out of timeout. But a quick reminder for those stopping by right now, we do have venues actually live right for the last match, I believe. Smash Dash versus Jesters, I want to say. No, not Jesters. Hyperion. That's right. So that's finishing up there. We had 3 master matches in a row on venues, and that's on the main channel. So if you want to visit that, by all means, if you want to continue visiting me here on Channel 1 with the last few minutes of this match, then please do continue to do so as well, because you are in the right place, as always, in the right time. So here we go. Timeout is gone. Last few minutes of play in this final, decisive round. 3 3-round matches in a row here on VRML Channel 1 across the last hour or two. X Gaming getting stunned, though. Tyro, the recovery, and the clear, well, partially. Takes an awkward bounce, though, back to Jack. And Jack, right on over to X, who gets X'd out. Another take back, a lot of brawls. Look at these piles now forming, just trying to find some sort of angle. And the back pass, the wise move there. Very, very wise move to Medic Jack now. Looking to separate themselves from the cluster. That's the biggest benefit of these resets, these back passes, is when things get too clustered and crazy where no one can really get a handle inside the bubble, you back it out so you can maybe find a better angle. And more importantly, breathe for a moment. Back over on that pass, and a good attack. Nadicio up to, I believe, what, 20 points now. Indeed. I always use 20 points as a mark, either in the course of a round. If a team gets to 20 points, they are probably the team that's going to win that round. From an individual perspective, if you've got someone who scores 20 points across, you know, all 2 or 3 rounds, you can tell that player is on just another level offensively, at least that day. That's a huge mark to make for any single person, as that single shot just bouncing, and that would have actually been in had Yo-Yo not been there to recover off that bounce on the barrier. Getting tense. Might be looking at another overtime, who knows? But this rate of action has just been so tight and competitive. Not a lot of separation here in this round. The Nafton there saying Nadicio's on fire. Absolutely. Both these teams trying to find that fire. Will be firing off now. Tyro EU and that attempted goal, but no can do. There's the defense. The back line, you see the stacks being disabled for a little while. Meanwhile, that's going to ding off that pole. Jeez, that was nearly in. Rebound to X Gaming. X Gaming trying to recover it and slings it over. Well communicated, actually, over to Nadicio, but a rare miss from the nod one. But not nodding off. We'll try for a rebound right up above on that ceiling. And a back pass. Very appealing. As I said, gets crazy, you pass it out, you look for a better angle, better avenue. Although the defense playing aggressively for Tyro, well done. That was a Yo-Yo, I believe, who caused that turnover, disrupting that midline. Meanwhile, the stacks recovering for a moment. Everyone meeting each other now in the lane. Back into the catch. Yo-Yo into the pass to Diog. And the three-point hit would be huge. Oh, but they could not get it. That would have put them in the lead. 37 seconds remaining. Passing play there. A shot here could very well be a game winner. A turnover could be a game winner just as well for Neon. They can secure this one with disc control, but they lose the control now, as it will be Tyro looking to pull ahead. Last chance for a last shot. Disc is everywhere. Disc is loose. The stun. Yo-Yo with a disc, and they're gonna win it! Yo-Yo will go for the win in round 3. Tyro does it! Big hits, and what a match that was, coming down to the wire. Every match on stream here tonight, the last couple hours, down to the wire. 3-rounders, overtimes. And Tyro, they found the time, they found that line of sight. And they will win their 11th match here this season. What a match it was. Just yeah, big hits and fun watch. All these matches. That will be, as we see here, the score screen by IgniteVR.gg. 10 and 8 for Neon now on the record, and it will be 11 and 8 for Tyro. I'm going to need to take a moment after all this excitement to drown myself in water, because, man, not enough cast this week. My voice is shot, but not really complaining, because all these matches were just insane today. So, as I calm it down a little bit, take a look at those stats. Well, what can you say? Big scoring efforts from both these teams, especially from Nadicio. Unfortunately, could not produce the win, but still a stat of note. Gotta point that out. See some extra players on the board, because indeed there were some roster swap-ups there. The benefit of having full rosters, 6-player rosters. So got some swappage in there for sure, but Hey, putting in some strong points there. 4 on DCO, 51 stuns, 3 assists as well. Cake had 6 and 2, as well as 21 stuns. He had Citizen George with a couple of saves. Jack with 3 assists and 2 saves, and that was only in the 1 round, right? Came in for round 3, I believe. Will be Medic Jack with 2 and 5 in points and assists. You had X Gaming with 2 points there, 6 stuns. For Tyro's side, the winners of this match, a very, very even distribution in comparison, though. You look at the scoring, I mean, look at that. Barry with 9, Diog with 8, 7 for Kidaski, and Yo-Yo with 2. A lot of assists on the board, 4 apiece for Diog, doing it again, and Kidaski. And then 5 saves for Barry. You know, everyone putting in a lot of offense and defense and assisting, and you like to see that as well. You know, everyone getting in a good groove, good rhythm. You know, carrying each other in a sense, right? Enabling each other. So, great to see, for sure. Your channel point rewards, I always forget, don't I? I'll get you that right now. Let's see. There we go. Need a vacation? I don't really need a vacation. I'm more so, because I haven't been casting as much lately, that I think my voice is a little bit more distraught than usual. Now, I'm out of voice practice. It's unfortunate. But that said, good stuff. Great stuff. Good games. Yeah, to everyone. Thank you guys for stopping by. Moonlit, Bob Jeffrey, Roman Empire, Barracus, I like that name. Luna, we, Gold as well. Good stuff. Can't pronounce Diog accurately. I can. Half the time I can. I asked the chat there earlier on. They informed me. I was kind of flip-flopping. Is it Diog or is it Diog? But you know, I had some of the Tyro fam cover me and inform me, so that was always it's always a nice thing. Okay. anyways, I've been done now. So I'm gonna take off here. See on venues if that's still going on or not. Might be, might not be. You know, I'm gonna make myself some tea so I can hopefully be back to cast a little bit later in the eve. Oh, okay, yeah. So venues is going on still. Last match, Hyperion versus Smash Dash, and beginning of the 2nd round. So I am going to send you guys off here. Raid you to channel, well, the main channel, if you guys want to join that for the remainder of the venues stream. Master match there in Europe. And yeah, until next time, whenever that next time might be, I've been Palidore, this has been VRML. Cheers for that, Barracus, and well, it's been a great time. So be happy, healthy, and safe, and be great to each other as always, and we'll see you again pretty soon.
And we're underway.
Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.